recording starting.
Would you guys prefer? That's totally fine.
Okay.
Welcome to Legacy of Eldrosia. I hope you guys have a wonderful time. Pat is our recorder today and our main individual that is behind the scenes doing awesome stuff. If my Wi-Fi cuts out, just letting you guys know I'm on a hotspot. Your cameras are all quite laggy. It's most likely because I have ChatGPT open, so I'm going to take that down and see if it fixes. Oh, yeah, I can see some of your beautiful faces. No, it is absolutely...
Well, it's definitely... excuse me, Mr. Inkerton.
Hey, Inks.
There's no inks, there's only Crow.
Crow. I can't see your fucking face.
Right there. Am I cutting out for you guys, or are you guys okay? Can you guys hear me?
You're good.
Or am I like breaking up and being robotic at any time?
No, you're good.
Okay, cool. All right, as long as Pat's recording, you've got the clear visuals of everything. Question for you guys: do you want to hear? This is quite a semi-vulnerable question because I kind of suck ass at it. Not really suck ass, but I've never done it. Do you guys want to hear actual songs of certain things that I have, or would you prefer me to RP it as the crew singing?
So here's like
Tempting.
I am pretty deaf. When music is played during D&D, it removes my ability to hear. So if we do play music, it would be my preference for it to be for a short amount of time for just the scene, and then we shut it off again. Other than that, either way, whenever you want.
Then I will just sing because there's not a bard on the boat, so there won't be any actual instrumentals. It'll be all vocal. Cool.
You got this, beautiful.
All right. Recap. You guys were sort of anchored on the surface after the major fight with the squid. As you guys were anchored, the robed figures, which the very tall one who was standing about 14 feet tall, took his hood off, displaying red markings across his face and his head. He was a giant, he was a Goliath. He had some words exchanged with the captain about this inconvenience, to which he then decapitated the captain by crushing the back of her head. The sarcophagus had cracked open and red fog was emitting out of it, which eventually started to corrupt and turn the crew into undead. They started attacking each other. There was a lot of reaching out to divinities and questioning of things. Uncas tried to bring his relic greatsword that he had found down on the neck of the large Crow and Khazar tried to rush in and lift the coffin up. Unfortunately, they succumbed to the red fog.
They died. They fucking died.
They died. And Khazar had reached out and said, you've spoken to me so many times. Everybody's been talking to me. I need somebody to show me what I'm doing. A voice replied back. A flaming ASMR with bright, fiery wings made out of like golden wings came down, killed a whole bunch of stuff, said some really cool things. It'll be all in the recording. You guys will on YouTube will be able to see that. Fast forward, Uncas investigated the sarcophagus. There was a blackened 20-foot tall skeleton that was sort of crystallized, had crystallized obsidian around the bones, and he decided to bring his greatsword down on the neck of the skeleton, and it shattered, which immediately activated the skeleton, absorbing the strength from Kelgor. As it did, he said some things, jumped off the side of the ship, and disappeared in the ocean. Nyx was in the captain's quarters and heard her father's voice. Then everybody was in the captain's quarters. Crow went down and found the corpse, or the mummified corpse of the woman that was sitting upright. Decided to, not knowing if the crown was going to attack him once again, removed it from his bag, placed it upon her head, bringing her back to life and restoring her. She revealed herself as Philandriel, a wizard that traveled with Omron, Val, and Imris to Choltz many centuries ago. Came back up, did some things. Crow also had a book of hers that was keeping her sister captive. Her sister happened to be the moon. Philandriel's a high moon. There's lore connection there between high elves and the moon. Anywho, that's all the recap that I can do, because I want to get into the session. Go watch the YouTube video, everybody. So we are going to jump in. As the ship descends into into the depths of the ocean, Nyx's mind follows a similar path for the first time. Oh no, sorry, you read that, Kel.
We're reading it, all of it?
Yes, we are now starting the session. You guys are going to act out the offline now in session.
Okay. As the ship descends into the depths of the ocean, Nyx's mind follows a similar path. For the first time since they set out on this journey, there was a moment of peace. The sounds of the ship were no longer the frantic manning of battle stations, but the dull noise of maintenance. From what she could tell, most of the mysteries of the ship had uncovered themselves, accidentally or on purpose. The next step was known: refuel and repair. She could do that, something she'd done before, finally. Shimmering moonbeams faded into the darkness of the deep sea, her adrenaline beginning to fade too. The creaking sounds of old wooden boards disappeared from consciousness as the conversations of the day replayed in her mind. The dampness of the air, the roughness of splintered boards, the exhausted looks of tired men, and the singed blood-stained scent of the last battle was drowned out by a sudden numbness. Fear of death became fear of destiny. For a moment, Nyx stood still on the deck of the ship. One of the remaining crew members walked past, brushing her shoulder. Her eyes glanced up. "I'm going to get something to eat," she said in a soft tone to no one in particular. Unsure if anyone had even heard her, she found herself making her way down to the storeroom. After touching one of the chests at the entrance to cast light on it, she walks inside. Nyx was displeased to find that the very sight and smell of food made her stomach sick. Nevertheless, she can't remember the last thing she consumed. Had to find something she could keep down. She busts open a crate filled with glass bottles. A bit of water wouldn't hurt, surely. She grabs one of the bottles out of the crate. Holding it up to the celestial glow of her spell, it becomes clear that what was contained inside may be of more use than water. Amber-colored spiced rum in a bottle marked for the Nyx. "That'll do," she says to the empty storeroom. "No one will miss one bottle." The cork pops. She takes a quick sip. Better already. And she knew the captain, she thought. Who would reprimand her? Tucking the bottle under her arm, Nyx made her way back to the deck. Walking past Crow and Uncas, she yells out, "Going to check on Kazar. Last thing we need is him wandering off again. Join me if you want." Nyx pulls out the bottle from under her arm as soon as she opens the door to the captain's quarters and takes another swig. The sweet liquor begins to wash away the thoughts consuming her. She takes a seat next to Kazar and holds the open bottle to him. "Have a drink, why don't you?"
Test. Okay, I had to make sure my voice didn't crack there. Kazar has been inside the captain's quarters for some time now, resting and going through his own thoughts after everything that has happened for the past day. He doesn't exactly know what has happened in the real world and what is not. Kazar looks at his hand that has changed 3 times in the past 12 hours. He questions in his own head, asking anyone that is listening to his thoughts, is there anyone out there? Who do I have in my head now?
As you say, is there anyone out there? Who do I have in my head now? The familiar feminine voice answers you back. Do not worry, Kazar. While the gods jockey to have you under their control, I do not seek to control you, my loved one. I seek to unlock your potential. I seek to keep you safe. And I seek to bring redemption. You are not alone here in your journey. Your friends are not alone either. I cannot provide you much more information, but you and your friends are destined for greatness. There are tough roads ahead, and while I might be silent at times, know that I am always watching over you, and my guardian shall keep track and keep eye and keep any evil at bay as you grow. Do not be afraid of what comes next. There will be hardships, there will be loss, but you will make it to the end. You can respond if you want to, or you can move the scene along.
Kazar kind of just, okay. At least I have one constant in my life. Moving the scene along, Kazar heard some commotion outside the room after everyone left, but it seems to have quieted down. So it appears everything seems to be okay. The soft creaks of the boat moving and the hum of chatter outside the door is calming to Kazar as he contemplates what he does next. Kazar hears the door open into the captain's quarters, and knowing that it could be only someone from their little group, not really a party yet, sets his mind at ease. Kazar feels Nick sit next to him as he opens his eyes to look at her. Kazar looks down to the bottle of rum that Nyx is giving him and sighs as he takes it and drinks it. Thanks. Kazar looks over Nyx as she seems to be getting rid of her own worries and anxiety. Looks like you need this as well, huh? Kazar leans forward and hands the bottle back.
You could say that. Nyx takes the bottles back, nervously running her fingers over the glass. Never done anything like this before. Don't even know if it's normal. Adventuring isn't as glorious as my dad made it out to be, that's for sure. But I guess I'm getting what I asked for. What about you? You ever seen people die like this? You been around before? She asked in a slightly frantic tone.
Nah.
As your tone begins to slowly delve into that frantic state, you hear the echo again of your father's voice, not this time coming from anywhere but your own memory of just some 30 minutes ago. I'm always watching over you. You are my daughter. As you think that, you remember the stories your father told you of all of the glorious adventures he's gone on, the triumphant battles, the monsters that he slayed, and the riches that he brought back. You think to yourself for a moment, what else has Dad left out? Kazar?
I've been around, but I grew up in a completely different life than yourself, so I'm kind of used to death. I will say, though, don't stress yourself out too much. The world is a cruel place, but as long as your actions are just for your own cause, then nobody can say anything to you. If you'd like someone to talk to, I don't mind, as I usually just talk to the dead. Kazar says with a slight chuckle.
As you have that slight chuckle, Kazar, you see on your palm the emblem slightly pulse with a golden light. Go ahead, Nyx.
can't figure you out, Kazar. Are you really handling this? I mean, she motions to his hand. You can't tell me you're not freaking out a little. Visions are one thing. That's permanent, I think.
Handling. Handling is relative, I suppose. I don't know why I have this hand, and I would love answers for it as well. I've seen a lot of shit, but not what I've seen in the last 12 hours. Maybe I'm still in shock. Maybe I'm numb to things now. I frankly don't know yet. Kazar takes the bottle and takes a swig, leaning back and finally sinking into his seat as his adrenaline kind of leaves his body.
I am...
The door.
Oh.
Both Nyx and Kazar begin to hear a faint singing from a single crew member, a voice that you are familiar with, Zen, who is near the door. As he steps away, still singing, you begin to hear the other crew join in. What you hear is, from Zen, "Oh, the winds roll high, past the sword ghost line." Other voice chimes in, "Heave ho, lads, heave ho, with sails stretched wide, 'neath sailors shine. Heave ho, lads, heave ho, we're bound for ports down Almond's gold shore, with tales to trade and coin to score." Go ahead, Nyx.
I am so sorry. I didn't even think about the wording. God, I am the worst. I mean, I get what you're feeling. This is my first time experiencing anything outside of Waterdeep that I can really remember. Things happened to me as a kid. I know that much. And I was always told that era ended. Now that woman knows my name. Said I had something to do with it. Knew you too, right? Or thought she did, at least. What in the name of the gods are we supposed to do about it? I asked for adventure, not some divine destiny.
No, you're perfectly fine. 'Tis but a scratch, eh? Because our hands hurl the bottle back. That is now 3/4 of the way empty. Childhood. It always is a finicky thing, huh? You either have a good one or a bad one. You either remember it all or remember only pieces. 'Tis a wild part of our lives that can shape us to who we are today without even realizing it. From my understanding, your mother and father were some powerful people, and with that you have been bestowed upon the curse of being their child. Now, it's not an actual curse, but you are now expected to and required to perform to a higher standard, which could come at a cost of your own childhood, or life, as I see you can't really remember parts of it. I will say this to you. Kind of leans forward and looks Nyx in the eyes. You may be on this divine destiny thing and have people relying on you that you don't even know. But I, Kazar Everclear, shall only expect you to be an 18-year-old and enjoy the adventure. Live your life. That is my only expectation for you. So don't worry about all the other stuff. It will come along the way. And you will experience a lot of adventuring. The good, the bad, the ugly. With that said, that is life and how it will happen. It's not always rainbows and sunshine. And that's okay. Because without rain and storms, life can't survive. Kazar hears the starts of the sea shanties and cracks a smile and stands up. Come on. I shall show you how to dance on a ship. Reaches his hand out to start dancing and yoinks Nyx up out of her seat.
Thanks, Kaz. You certainly are already redeeming this trip for me. Oh, great redeemer. She stands up a bit unsteady on her feet. I hope you know that my father insisted on dance classes as a kid. Don't think you have nothing to learn from me, all right? And I can teach you how to use those wings if you keep them. She speaks through slurred words and genuinely smiled for the first time since starting this adventure.
As you go to second on, I just need to check on something. Just need to see where this is. Ghost, is it just that specific part, or for just that chorus, correct?
It'll be that point where he joins in.
As you guys begin to dance, Ghost, feel free to sing that part, and then I will catch the next one. We'll hold there, and then we'll go into...
No, it's from the fourth. It's the fourth part of it, not the first part of it. So there was the chorus. You just basically it's the second chorus.
Gotcha.
That you said.
As you guys begin to dance, you hear other crew members begin to join in as Zen continues, as both Nyx and Ankus begin as both Nyx and Kazar begin to dance. Your wings begin to not move, but they begin to levitate you guys as you are just a couple of inches off of the ground dancing. We fought the deep spawn of Torrens edge, heave ho, lads, heave ho, and lost 2 mounts around the Nether's ledge, heave ho, lads, heave ho. We dodged the fleets of Luskin's pride and left a trail where pirates died. Go ahead, Crow.
In the midst of the newfound calm that has overtaken the ship, Ryder gazes up at the new moon slowly rising in the sky, 2 long-lost souls reconnected through what any rational person would call impossible odds. His sister, he quietly breathes through barely parted lips, barely even hearing it himself. As he closes his eyes for a moment, the visions dance against his eyelids again, though shattered and blurred, feeling closer to a concept or a dream rather than a memory. They get harder to remember every day. His eyes open, burning from the frustration. As he looks down with a bittersweet smile, he realizes he's been fiddling with the pendant again. Looking up at the moon, supposedly Philandria's long-lost sibling, he mutters to himself again, quietly, painfully, yet almost with a twinge of happiness and acceptance. Must be nice. Looking around again at the ship, at the ship and the state of its crew, he smiles and laughter slowly returns. Wait, I read that. Looking around again at the ship, the state of its crew, and the smiles and laughter slowly returning to the passengers. He thinks of how only yesterday he was a mere sellsword, a scoundrel, a criminal for all intents and purposes. Within a matter of a day, he has experienced things that no man could ever truly prepare for, and it's just the beginning. He shudders slightly at the thought. But the shanties bring him back, and he watches the crew dance and sing and make merry, souls that were moments from death's embrace only hours before. Maybe things will be okay. Maybe there really is some greater purpose to his life, and looking over at the captain's quarters and taking in the sight of the ship's newfound captain, perhaps he can let others in again. He turns towards the festivities and begins looking for the nearest mug to empty.
As you look for the nearest mug, your hand still fiddling with your pennant, as the crew sings out, you almost can hear the faint clang. Tink, tink, tink. A hammer crafting and forging some of the finest weaponry that Black Forge has ever seen. You remember your father's words when you were nothing but a mere child. You see, Ryder, it is not the blacksmith's strength or the blacksmith's knowledge or wisdom that forges this. Come, my son, stand and look. As you move close to him, you hear the clangs get louder, the sparks flying off. The memory floods your body. While you're not able to visualize it, you can feel almost as if the warmth is underneath your wings once more. As you stand around and you look at the merry going on, your father's voice comes back. It is the patience of the blacksmith Patience is key in this world, my son. Actions should not be made upon haste, upon emotions. You hear the clang as the sword cools down. You remember this moment exactly. The moment before everything went dark, before the fire burned through the city, where everybody you known were slaughtered and you were left alone. Your father's voice says, patience is what keeps you centered, not navigate this world on your own thoughts and your own accord. Think of what you mean to others around you. Think of the lives you impact. Think of the lives you indirectly impact. A blacksmith's job, my son, is not to cut anybody down, not to threaten with the weapons we make. We simply put our patience into these divine pieces of steel in hopes that somehow our conscience reaches the righteous, and they too are patient, and they too wait upon the slaughter. As that memory fades, Zen comes up to you, stopping momentarily from singing, and puts a tankard in front of you and says, Crow, I think you are
I'm not going to kiss you if that's what you're expecting here.
You see as Zen blushes for a moment, and he goes, I didn't know what was on my mind unless you want to, but no, I saw what you did for that high elf. I'm surprised that I mistook you for who you were, Crow. I thought you were nothing but a cutthroat, simple sword for hire, moving along with this crew onto your next big score. What you did for that woman, I believe there are ripples, effect. You've set something in motion that I think has done good in this world. Glad to have you on our ship. And from there, we move back into the Czar.
I see what you did there. Don't worry. I grew up in a cemetery with ghosts. Also, this is my first time on a ship. I don't know how to dance to this, so I'm just moving and hoping for the best. The movement of the ship helps, I've heard. Hopefully, maybe. Time to get our sea legs. As he kind of attempts to dance to the music in a funny way to make Nyx's mood better. You know, a little hidden.
Didn't get the bacon.
I would love some help with these things. They have a bloody mind of their own.
As you guys dance, and Nyx helps you get accustomed to wings as you float in the captain's quarters, large enough for you guys to dance merrily, dance freely, dance as if the woes and worries of your most recent endeavors never happened. We see Ankis outside of the captain's window, off on the ship. Ankis, go ahead.
As Uncas looks over the ship from near the helm, he takes in the sights of the merry crew that found a new captain. But Fendriel, watching her sister grow as she rises out of the sea. Of Crow, looking for a drink, Zen handed him one. And of the beauty of the sea and what it has to offer us. I'll see why my father always enjoyed sailing. It has a certain beauty to it. As he reaches behind to hold his hands, there. He touches the once magnificent greatsword, now in a shattered form. I am sorry, my friend. I was careless. After you found in you with me, I will find a way to make you whole once more. With a sigh, Anka starts joining in with the singing as he finds himself singing louder than everyone else, sending goosebumps through everyone, even those in the captain's quarters, as they seem to hear him as if he stood in the room with them. Heave ho, lads, all the way through. Sing to the waves and the stormy blue. Rise the sails and drink to the fight. We'll chase the dawn through the endless night. I'm not saying more than that.
That's fine. As you begin to sing, you feel the sword in your hand vibrate. Something is still there as your voice booms throughout the sea, throughout the ship itself, as you guys descend and continue to make your way to Merchant's Reef. The rest of the crew now fully chiming in. Trackless sea, she takes her due, but we've sailed her storms and made it through. From Baldur's Gate to Farthasol, we chase the winds. Results. Heave ho, lads, hollow true. Sing to the waves and the stormy blue. Rise the sails and drink to the fight. We sail till the stars fade out of sight. And as the crew begins to sing, you guys make your way to the port of Merchant Reef. The crew begins to tether off, and they dock the ship. The disembarking ramp slides down and connects with the dock at the edge of this massive reef. You guys see a reef that probably stretches miles around in circles. You see this massive, beautiful city made out of twinkling lights. There are fish swimming around. There are sharkkin. There are merfolk. There are simics swimming around. You see that there are horrid creatures as well, things that have come deep that seem to be working and toiling away on the docks. A small deep folk walks up. It is a humanoid lanternfish. He comes up. You see his mouth is filled with these massive jagged fangs, and he goes, "Oh, what's your ship's name?"
You're gonna have to ask my first hand. Then, yeah, I'm still learning the name of the ship.
Zen looks at you and says, "With all due respect, Captain, she is yours to command now. You may name her whatever you like."
And with all due respect, Sen, I want to honor the previous name.
You see as his eyes sort of well up with tears, and he goes, "Aye, Captain." He looks at the deep folk and he says, "The name of the ship, she be Queen of the Deep." You see as he writes down on a jagged piece of coral, "Queen of the Deep. Just a name for a ship. Not many ships come down here. What's your business?"
We are in need of supplies, repair, and direction to your market and any crew that would be willing to sail with us.
You see as his lantern, the stem that comes off the top of his head and sort of is dangling above this coral tablet lights up, and he looks at you and says, repairs, resupplies, we can do that. Deckhands, if you need, I might have. If you have the coin for everything, I'd say 50 gold should be good enough. I think I can get the Queen of the Deep back to pristine shape and maybe scrounge a couple of deckhands for you.
That's more than enough. And he pulls out 50 gold pieces and hands them over.
As you hand it over, you hear a guttural sound from him. And you see as he turns and moves, and these crustacean individuals begin to sort of crawl out from the underneath of where your ship is, and they begin to start peeling off barnacles. They begin to start repairing the ship, and he says, "Oh, your ship will be taken care of. I will find some deckhands upon your return. Our market is about 200 paces into the city. You can't miss it. It is called the Sunken Chest. There you will find many, many riches and wares throughout here. If you want something more on the pricey side, I have connects in the city. I can give you more information if you hand me a bit more coin."
Question.
Yes? You all are on the deck if you want to be, if that's what you're about to ask me.
It wasn't.
Okay, good.
But I assume we would, once we arrived, everybody stop singing, we go outside. Was he speaking deep to the people? Like, was he talking in deep?
It is a dialect of deep that you have not heard before, so you do pick up some words. You know that there are creatures from the Underdark,
Of course.
deep, and then there are creatures from the Abyss that speak a different dialect of deep. The words that you got across were repair, all hands now, find the clan.
Next, upon hearing this offer, says to him, "How do we know it's worth our while? Give us one for free. A piece of information. And if you want me to roll persuasion, I will."
I nudge Kazar.
Go ahead and roll me a persuasion.
Yeah, I don't fucking know, bro. I think she needs a tunic.
18. You're talking about me? I'm not even listening.
We're just whispering to each other behind you. Like,
Oh, dude.
Irian, see as his eyes, pale white with a small speck of black for pupils, dart directly over to you. You see as his light grows a bit brighter, drool begins to fall from his fangs, and he goes, "Haste, also like you, good with words. Dolphin will give you something. Go to Cutthroat's Edge and ask for the mag. He will give you what you seek for." Crow, you hear the name Mag, and you have a dropping feeling in your stomach. You've heard that name before. Svater has spoken that name, and it's never been something good. The only time that you've heard Svater mention this is a job gone wrong because an individual named the Mag massacred an entire city men, women, and children single-handedly in order for a robbery that went south to be complete.
I immediately interject and just reach for his hand, grab it. You've been so helpful. Thank you so. What was your name?
You grab this slimy, mucus-covered hand as you can feel your hand suctioning to his due to the thick viscera of this goo. He says, "Yes, but don't like above-lander's skin. My name's Dorbin."
Beautiful name. How do I spell that?
Thorbin.
Thorbin.
Wait.
Thor. Bin.
Bing. Okay.
Kazar is going to pipe up slightly and say, while we're gone, let me know if you find anything from that clan you're looking for.
What clan?
Oh, they're looking for some clan. That's what he told his boys that are currently cleaning the ship.
We don't have any food left.
Clan.
Oh.
You see as Thorbin looks at you, removes his hand from Crow's. Crow, you have a thick layer of just mucus wrapped from forearm down to like your hand.
Oops.
He looks at you, and in deep speech that you understand clearly, Kazar, he says, as he spits on the ground, "Don't mock me, you filthy fucking Fae. The clan is here for your captain. He asked for deckhands."
I mean, it's okay. You don't gotta get upset with me just because I'm Faye. I'm saying this in deep. Don't be mad. It's all right. Penny for your thoughts. And he tosses him a gold coin. Thank you.
You see as the bulb pulses again, and he makes a guttural sound, only of which you can assume is disgruntled approval. If I leave your ship in my... I'll make sure everything is taken care of.
I'll to do that. Thank you.
You guys disembark?
Sorry, just real quick. I wanted to nudge Nix while this is happening. I think he made a new friend.
Something like that, Crow.
Captain?
You guys also see, by the way, as you're still standing there, these crustaceans, which are roughly the size between a large pig up to the size of a horse, begin to crawl up and over the side of the ship. And they kind of like clap their pinchers and they pick up the undead bodies, and you see as they begin to like eat them, and they create this paste out of bones that they begin to meld and push new pieces of lumber back into the ship. One of them scurries past Nix, stops for a moment. You hear weird bubbling sounds, and then you hear blah, 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 and it scurries away.
I'm gonna turn to Zen and say, hey, if anything happens, do you have a way to get our attention?
You see as he looks around as these deep creatures begin to board the ship. You can tell he's a bit nervous, and he goes, "The captain is bound to the ship, Nix. Do not worry. If something happens, Uncas will know."
Part of the ship, part of the crew.
You hear as somebody on the ship yells out, "Part of the ship, part of the crew," and the rest of the ship begins to chant that as they begin to also assist with removing the dead and beginning to rebuild the ship.
Kazar whispers to Crow, I've always wanted to do that.
Could that technically count as an intimidation against the guys sending in the crew members to clean our ship to like make sure that they don't fuck anything up?
Yeah, we're kind of fucking. I have
Mentality.
given him.
I mean, you guys paid him. He's not. He hasn't given you, other than looking like a fucking freak, he hasn't given you guys any reason, I think, to.
We're just judging him based on his looks.
Yeah,
We're judging it by its fucking cover. This place is creepy.
it seems very much as of right now that they are here to do a job. If you can see, like, as you guys are looking out over the docks, this is a well secured and fortified area of the city. If harm were to have come, there would not be discussions of gold or anything. It would have been an immediate attack. You don't believe that there's any harm here unless the locals are provoked in any way.
Gotcha.
Angus is going to turn to his head and go, if you want to start on the ritual for your sisters, feel free to while we're docked up and doing the repairs.
Sorry, repeat that. I was messaging something. What'd you say?
Angus turns to his head and goes, if you want to start the ritual for your sisters while we're docked up and get repairs, feel free to do that.
Zen nods and he goes, "Aye, that was the plan. I'll make sure." And he sees, he looks around and he goes, "Fuck. Well, Yazar was second in command. Shit. Yeah.
Grab your most trusted man. He could be the second in command."
You see as he kind of looks around, Philandriel steps forward. You see as her staff shining bright. You see as like the crustaceans kind of like move away from her as the light kind of glows a bit. You see as Thorben kind of like gurgles in displeasure of the light. He goes like, and kind of like lifts his arm up. She says, "Do not worry. I will stand guard of the ship and make sure that these creatures do not fall any harm to anyone here. Zen, please do what you need to return your kinfolk. I will make sure that we are safe." And you see as she slams her staff on the ground and a massive, like, moonlight sphere sort of erupts, and all of the protection sigils that you had etched into the ship glow with this, like, beautiful silvery light. And you can see as this, like, globe of protection encases the ship. The only ones that are allowed on are whoever she allows through that globe, which is currently the crustacean workers.
Such a sleigh.
I nudge Kazara real quick and say, "Only them creatures in front of that. That's a little."
She's past her time. She's old.
I appreciate at least the activation of the runes and the protection of the ship, but don't think this means I trust you fully. I do not know you.
You see as Philandriel simply does a little curtsy and she goes, "It is not my place to force trust upon you, Uncas. You will come to trust me in due time. Trust is earned, and I trust you."
Uncas,
No,
I'm not sure about trusting all these strangers either. It's a new concept for me, but we don't really have a choice at this point, so.
that's why I'm grateful.
Let's get in and out of here as quickly as possible.
That is why I was grateful for her putting the protection around the ship. But as I've said, it's not the fact that I trust her yet. While we are here, we gotta make use of everything we have. And right now, here's what we have. So let's get the supplies we need. Let's get out of here as soon as we possibly can, as you've said. Crow, don't forget, you have that bag of weapons to go and sell.
I've already started walking there, and I'm just like holding the bag up, going,
Gods. Follow F.
You see as like these deep creatures on the dock, there are weird sharkkin with like small eyes and jagged teeth jutting out of their mouths. You see more abyssal creatures. They all kind of like shiftily look at you as you're holding out a bag saying penance. Penance. You see as one, you guys are disembarking, by the way. Crow is maybe 10 paces ahead of you. Crow, you're approached by a merfolk. Man, he kind of swims up to you. He has this sort of like coral-like armor. You see that there's like a massive golden trident sort of just like attached on his back, and he goes, what penance do you have?
the most egregious kind. And it's my duty to make things right. I need to sell all these swords. I'm just fucking with you.
You see as he looks at you and he goes, I could use those swords. How much are you selling?
Can I look inside the bag? I don't think I ever counted them, but I'm gonna look inside the bag. Spitballing.
You've got about 10 short swords from the fallen crew members.
I'm about to tell him exactly what's in there.
I'll bet.
Wait, hold on. 1 second, Ghost. I just need to know where you got these weapons from and when, just so that way I know.
When we were collecting weapons at the start, I've held onto them this entire
Of all the dead bodies when we teleported back.
It was about 50 short swords, 2 polearms, a couple of armors. You give plate armor, not thinking that anyone could wear it, but I can.
Yeah.
Are you selling the plate armor or are you wearing the plate armor?
I'm wearing the plate armor. Everything else is
so. You've got 15 short swords. There's no pole arm. So here's the thing. A regular bag cannot hold 15 short swords and cannot hold 2 pole arms. So either they are in Crow's bag of holding that he does not know exactly what that is yet, other than what he saw when he opened the bag, or Crow is actively just walking with a giant wrap of 15 swords underneath one arm and then 2 pole arms in the other.
No, that's exactly the way he's walking, because that is exactly how I handed them to him.
To fucking just.
So you see as the merfolk looks at you and goes, service weapons. He rode easily down here in the deep. Best chance to sell them at the sunken. What did I say the merchant place was?
Sunken
treasure?
the chest.
Sunken chest.
Sunken chest.
Yeah. He looks at you and goes, not for me, and swims away.
Suit yourself. Go on.
Cool. You guys make your way towards the sunken chest. Market?
I have an idea. Let's split up the party.
Please, no.
Do whatever you want to do.
I say no. I am going to drag you to the place if this is what we do. Look, okay, so here's the deal. we go, we get any supplies we may need, and then we'll head to this place that the guy mentioned to meet the Mog, whoever. After that, but we're sticking together. This does not seem like the safest of cities, and I don't want to lose you guys, whatever that may mean.
Aw.
As explaining all of this, Crow is already vanished into the crowd.
I am going to remove your fucking kneecaps while you sleep. IRL. Fucking Minecraft. IRL.
You hear one last very distant.
I guess I could just go to the next and go, I've got some rope if you want to tie that to Kazar, because I do have a feeling he will just walk away.
You know what? That's probably not a bad idea. Hand it over.
And just pulls out the rope and hands it over.
Just gonna do a little. Okay.
What you do?
All right. I stay.
Are you instant to roll this? See?
I'll stay.
Is nobody
Uh,
rushing off after Crow?
oh no, I am. Yeah, let's go. I'm going to grab the arm of Kazar and head off in the direction of where I heard
I quickly
Crow.
like,
And
What? Why?
I hate him. I hate him so much.
Okay. There's a couple of rolls. Oh, hold on. There's a couple of rolls that need to happen. I need Crow to make me a athletics first at advantage while everybody else makes an athletics check normally.
that advantage means
Roll twice and take the higher.
You roll twice and take the higher.
God damn. Oh, other side.
Okay.
not looking good, Kel. Not looking good for you, dude. Wow, 19 or 18? 19.
Does anybody beat a 19 on an athletics?
Onkus does.
23.
I can start.
I need Crow to now make a stealth, and I need Onkus to make a perception. It's going to be a heads up because Onkus is not on you, but close to try and see where you are.
Fuck you! Fuck you! Oh, fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! You deserve that.
Onkus got a 19. Ryder got a 18.
Onkus, you take off. Nyx and Kazar are following, but they are linked as Nyx is trying to make sure Kazar doesn't randomly walk off somewhere. So they are a few paces behind you. You're catching up to Crow. You don't catch up to him right away, but you see as he darts off into an alleyway. Do you chase him down?
Yeah, I do.
Crow, you see as Onkus catches up to you after a short moment as you get halfway into the alley. The others still behind, but they are now turning into the alley. They're still about 15 feet.
It makes sense. We're kind of drunk.
Yeah. It's the blind leading the blind right now.
Bro, I think you've pressed me the wrong turn.
Who's that? Who's that?
I'm pretty sure the market is actually marked. You're just taking a wrong way down that alley.
300 paces in a straight fucking line. Why is he in an alley?
I vomit the alcohol. I drink while we were making there.
Wow.
Not just far
In between
you see as it
Privacy.
wait as you throw up because you're in an area that's it's very hard to explain. You're in a bubble of breathable water, but it's not fully air. You guys aren't wet. You are dry, but it's not. It's hard to explain. There's moist going on here. So moist. Sense throw up. You see as it's sort of just like.
This is going back.
OCP comes out and then floats up.
Yeah, you see as like a bunch of like little fish start like attacking it. You see like a couple of like deep folk just like swim up there and like eat the little fish as they're like eating through your throw up, and they're just like, you see like a small like swarm of wildlife, and then essentially like feral deep folk people just like swarm about like 20 feet above you as it sort of begins to dissipate. Blood just kind of like pools around as like a feeding frenzy begins to happen.
Well, that explains why you've taken the wrong turn. And Ankus just grabs him by the back of his clothes and starts driving him back to the main street. You're so strong. You're just drunk.
Question.
You're so drunk. You guys get pulled back out to the main street. You see at the end of the road, about 100 feet away, there's a giant building with like a massive chest on it. What's up, Kazar? Whoops.
I'm pushing for inks. What languages does Ryder speak again?
All right, going down the roster, we got Celestial, Common Sign Language, Elvish, Ravenfolk, and Thieves Can't.
Gotcha.
No idea what they.
It's a thieves like secret language this type shit. Shut up, fuckhead. Shut up. I just mansplained it. It's okay. I really did. I didn't mean to.
Good joke.
I didn't mean to.
Oh, jeez.
Kazar kind of like catches up to Ryder and like puts his arm around his shoulder. And in common, he says, you feeling a little bit better now?
I'm leaning real close.
Yeah, a little bit.
The disc.
Kazar leans in and speaks in Elvish. What have you gotten into?
Ankus yells it. Ankus will be able to get this just so you.
Everybody will.
So you try.
I am whispering though. I'm whispering like in his ear, kind of like a.
Yeah,
Right, roll me. Oh, yeah, you're right. You're
Wait, I've got my arms.
That's true.
Everything fine. Roll around you.
Kazar, roll me a deception, and Ankus, you can roll me a perception at advantage because you are actively folding on to.
Damn, I have no plus on deception either. Oh, fuck me.
I am so.
I guess, Kel, you can also roll. You can also roll a regular perception if you want to listen. Because I'm pretty sure you speak Elvish as well, right? Don't you?
Nat 20. Nat 20 plus 4 for 24.
Girl, I'm glad I had that advantage because I rolled a nat 1 on my first one. And then I rolled a 12 with a plus 3, so 15.
Okay, would you roll, Kazar, on your deception?
Can I get a re? 13.
Okay, yeah, they both hear you. Both the Nix and Ankus hear you. What do you say?
So Nyx is going to walk over, grab Ryder like by the front of his tunic and say, whatever you've gotten into, you are going to share. We're a team now, and if you're going to fuck off like this, we're all going to die. So say what's going on so we might be able to help you.
In Elvish or?
I don't think Nick speaks Elvish.
Oh, I don't speak.
Oh, I didn't know you did.
Then you don't. Then never mind. You want to understand what they're saying. I thought you spoke Elvish.
That's still this game now.
Yeah, you definitely hear them speaking. You hear Kazar speaking Elvish in a hushed tone.
So yeah, that could still work because I'm still
Yes.
Fuck, they're talking in a language I don't understand.
Before she gets to him and grabs him, I go in Elvish to the fella and go, you do realize Nyx is going to understand the fact that you are in trouble and she's going to grab hold of you any second. And as I finish the act, just on you should grab some.
Huh?
Class.
That was pretty impressive. I was able to throw up on command like that, right? Years of training. Years.
This is common, right?
Yeah.
I'm just speaking to you.
So anyway, like I was saying, what
Get punched in the face if you continue to speak Elvish. So
that FOMO went crazy.
we
yeah.
we can't go to see the mag.
Because
Swatter is my adoptive father, for lack of a better term. He's taught me quite literally everything I know about the profession that I have today. And Mag's name, I don't know who he is, I don't know where he stays, I don't know. Well, now I know he's at Cutthroat's Edge, but nothing that has ever included his name in it has ever had anything good associated with it. And by that I mean women, children, nothing survives around this thing. Now, might know someone who might know where Swatter is. And I am going to sell the swords, Yonkis. I wasn't running off with our loot. Not to worry about that. But he only knows me. And I don't want to put you guys in a position where your life might be at risk. He knows me. Whether he trusts me, that is to be decided, to be discovered. But this is something that I feel would be more appropriate that I find him one-on-one.
Honestly, Crow, we're going to be getting in a lot of situations where our lives are on the line. This is better off showing the fact that we can do it together. So even if you feel that he might talk to you on a one-on-one basis, it might be true, it might not be true, but we would prefer to be there just in case things go sideways for you.
At least in the shadows. Maybe not approach them one-on-one, but be there, be nearby.
Even if we're in the shadows, then you let us know that you need help. But we would prefer it if we were close by to jump in at any moment.
Hearing this, Ryder hears the echo, patience, and fine. But if we get there and he spots you, I do the talking. I just need to
feel it. You'd be the closest one to him anyway, so you will be the one doing the talking.
Very well. First, you guys head towards the shit is heavy.
Yes, do you guys head to the sunken chest? Or sunken chest? Fuck, what did I call it?
Sunken chest. You keep thinking you say it wrong.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm not what you want to do.
I was looking for it, but I couldn't find it. I was gonna call, fucking writer in a funny way, of course, a racial slur against a raven folk. Like, yeah, you blank, and then
Question for Crow.
Yeah.
Have you, and I don't know, and if you have, totally up to you, or if you haven't, also totally up to you, have you disclosed your actual race to
that's true.
others, or do they still think that you are a raven folk?
I've never not presented myself as human. Like, I don't wear a hood or like hide my face.
Yes, but I mean, have you told them that you are an Asimar, or have you let them assume that you are raven folk? Because you are, in a way, not disguised, but you have sort of taken on that raven folk look to sort of while you aren't a Kenku, which is bird, there are raven folk out there that are half raven folk, half humans. Have you disclosed that you are in fact not raven folk and that you are an ASMR, or are you leaving it up to those to assume that you are the way you look, which is a raven folk?
So that's on me. I never specified how I kind of just went general tunic, pants, all that stuff, but I never fully described how he looks. He wears just kind of like a small feathered cloak over his shoulders. But literally everything else presents him human. He just looks like a human.
Okay, so he just looks like a human. Okay.
In terms of disclosing it, if I'm Asimar, it's a don't ask, don't tell type of athlete. You don't know it.
Gotcha. So the team, as of right, and I'm assuming you haven't shown your wings either.
I don't know.
So the party at this current moment, I would say they believe that Crow is humans, nothing but just the regular human.
Okay, well then we'll just do. All right, yeah, come on, you fucking mutt. In a funny way, in a ha.
It'll be continuous because he's now tied onto the end of the rope like you're tied.
Okay. You don't have to include me in the. We're talking about Crow right now. You don't gotta include me in this conversation.
It's just so you guys were now tied to you.
As you guys are talking and walking, you make your way to in front of the sunken chest. It's a pretty decent sized building. There's about 2 or 3 stories there. You can see that there are lights on. Several people are making their way in and out. What?
Sorry, real quick. I thought you said the lanternfish described the market as a whole, as the sunken chest, not just one thing, like one building. Because he said that the market was called Sunken Chest, and if you wanted more pricey items, go to Cutthroat's Edge and look for Mag.
Yeah, so sorry, that might have been on the Sunken Chest is when I say market, I mean it's the building itself is the market. It's not like a
market.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not like an outdoor bazaar where there's like stands and stuff everywhere. It's known as a market, but it's like this massive 3-story building. I mean, it's big. It's not tiny. It's not like a fucking tavern. It is,
It's like a little office building. I'm like,
yeah, no, it is you guys are looking at a 3-story, but like 200, 300, no, it's not right conversion. It's like a 500 or 600 foot long building from what you can see in the front. So it is probably the largest building that you've walked by. Everything else is kind of like small shops, shacks, little taverns here and there. This is clearly like the center of town. Like this is the building that like the hustle and bustle trade comes in and out of. You see that there are like pirates coming in and out with like chests. You see that they're coming out with like sacks of gold. People are coming out holding golded chests, heavily armored as they're around. So this is like clearly the center, but it is in fact it's a large indoor market.
Before we walk in, can I do a perception check to like see anything not necessarily nefarious, but like you just described like normal hustle and bustle. Like, is there anything that is like, that's peculiar?
No perception. Well, if you're, I will do a bit better on the description, and then I will.
Okay.
You can tell me if you want to roll another perception. By normal hustle and bustle, this is not Stargate.
Right.
These are dangerous people. There are pirates. There are sharkkin. There are massive orcs. There are Goliaths. There are small giant folk here. There are weird looking, like deadly creatures that are sort of moving around. It all looks like if something were to happen, this would probably be the worst fucking place, because everybody here seems armed to the teeth, and it looks like people are dodgy. You see eyes darting around. Money is clearly out in the open. People are actively armed and like ready to fuck shit up. It is not at all it's not a safe place, but you feel safe because if anything were to pop off, shit will immediately be, there's no like, oh shit, I'll arrest you. It's, oh, you stole something? You're going to die. You're going to die in the most brutal way possible, and we're going to kill you right here in the center of the city. So if there's anything outside of that you're looking for, let me know, and you can roll a perception. This is not at all a hunky-dory happy town. This is a town based on selling stolen goods. However that is, murder, robbery, finding it off of a ship, finding it at the bottom of the ocean, whatever is happening here. Merchant Reef is not let's take the family on a trip. This is where throats and adventurers and foreign people do business under or out of the eye of like.
Gotcha. Can I do a perception check to see if there's anybody, with this being such a cutthroat town, obviously everybody's kind of like in their own world in a sense, like they're doing like their own thing, and like if you fuck around with it, you're gonna get fucked up. Is there anybody it's not sort of out in the open, or like maybe like slightly see it or anything, of entering of women and children? I'm on my just path of fighting for women and children.
What a roll my perception.
Damn, that shit was ass. 14. I'm getting shit on our rolls. Jesus.
You don't hear anything in particular to individuals speaking of things they've done, but you do hear a group of individuals sort of sitting off to the side of the market on the stones, and they say in hushed deep, "You heard of the Maug? Fucking brutal what he did. Just came back, destroyed an entire merchant ship, hauling fucking kids from an orphanage in Waterdeep back to Starhaven. I can't imagine what would be on that fucking ship that he'd want to go after it." No, you hear someone else goes, "I heard no survivors. I hope our paths never cross him. That's one fucked up guy." And they just continue to talk.
It's in deep. You won't hear it.
Oh, you speak deep?
No, I thought it was.
Kind of like look down as I'm walking, and a slight smirk becomes upon my face. I have my new target. And just keep walking.
That's you.
And just keep walking. I don't tell anybody. I don't say anything. I just keep on walking.
Because I did want to
Yes.
feed my dogs into like 5 minutes max. Not even 5 minutes, like 3 minutes. Real quick though, I do want to roll a perception to see if I hear anyone speaking of Thieves' Camp specifically for
Yes. Then, for whose name?
for Sawtooth, the sharkkin that I saw going into the abyss earlier.
Yes. Go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Got you. It's a dirty 21.
Yes. second. Hold on 1 second. What'd you get?
Dirty 21, 19 plus 2.
Holy